Today's problem is palindrome string. This is on the 12-week interview preparation kit over on Interview Bit. So pause the video, go over there, try the problem, come back and we'll walk through it. Let's see. Difficulty, easy here, although the success rate is kind of low. It's surprising because this is, I think once you identify this as a two-pointer problem, everything kind of falls into place, as far as the way that you want to solve it. So, well, here's the problem description. Given a string, determine if it is a palindrome. While checking for a palindrome, you have to ignore spaces, case, and all special characters. In other words, consider only alphanumeric characters. Check the sample test case for reference. Return 0 for false, 1 for true. All right. Constraints. Length of the input string is somewhere between 1 and 10 to the 6th, which is 1,000,000. First argument is a string, A. Okay, output format, we got that. Input 1. All right, well, this is actually a fairly well-known palindrome. Race car is a palindrome. Race a car is not a palindrome. So here's the output, 1, 0. All right. The first thing we have to do is we got to do some scrubbing on the input string. We have to ignore spaces, case, and all special characters. So here's how we can do that. Line 4. We can convert the string to lowercase, and then we can do a quick replace. If you're going out for interviews, you should probably have some rudimentary knowledge of regular expressions. I don't really like regular expressions in interviews because most programmers don't work with regular expressions on a regular basis, but there are a few tasks that you need to do. So in this case, you would want to know, if you're using Java as your language of choice, which we are, what replace all does. It takes a regular expression and then what to replace any matching string with, string, substring. Now in this case, what we want to replace, that caret there, is a not. A-Z is a range, 0-9 is a range. Anything that's not a letter or a number, we want to replace with nothing, basically removing it. Okay? So once we've got the string cleaned up, I think it's easier to process this as an array rather than doing char at on the strings, on the string. So we can take the clean string, convert it to a char array. Now the pointers, 2 pointers. We're going to start a left pointer at the first character. We're going to start a right pointer at the last character. Let's see here. Yeah. Now, we could put this initialization of left and right in the for loop. I think it clutters it up too much, but you could do it. Now, how many iterations do we want through this loop? So let's think about this. There's a couple of possibilities. One is that the string has an even number of characters. Let's say 4. It has 4 characters. So if we have a pointer on each end and we're moving towards the middle, we really only need to process half the string. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And so we could run left from 0 to array length divided by 2 is 2. Well, or less than, like this, less than array length over 2. So with a string of length 4, we're going to consider from the left index 0 and index 1. That's 2 characters, and then we'll look at 2 characters from the other side as well. Okay, so that works. What if it's an odd number of characters? Let's say there's 5 characters. All right, 5 divided by 2, integer division, is 2. So if we do something like this, left is less than array length over 2. Again, we're going to process 2 characters from the left, 2 characters from the right, and we're going to miss the middle character, but that's okay because it's just one character. So a single character is a palindrome of itself. If there's palindromes on either side, then the whole thing is a palindrome. After each comparison, we'll increment the left pointer, we will decrement the right pointer. And each time through, we will check and see if the letters match. This might be too obvious for a demonstration, but let's take a look at input 2 here. And we've already taken the spaces out. So here's a pointer and here's a pointer. We make the comparison. Those are fine. And then we change the pointers. A and A. Yeah, that's fine. About, we'll go one more. C and C. Yeah, that's fine. And then we get to E and A, and it doesn't work. So that's it. If we get a mismatch at any time, we return early with a 0. If we get all the way through the string and everything matches, then we'll return 1. And let's go ahead and submit this. What happened? My answer is correct, but oh, I thought there was more to it than that. Okay. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe. Check out the playlist on screen to keep improving your interview skills. Check the video description and the pinned comment. They both have links to additional resources, including a free LeetCode patterns cheat sheet, which would include 2 pointers. You can download that immediately. There's a link to Code and Conquer, which is my complete coding interview prep course, and we'll see you next time.